Of tonight on the lawsuit and what this case has already cost those families.
It's an exploitation of those students who's really impacted this entire community. Parents say not only was it this teacher who broke their trust, but an entire school district.
I do take responsibility for any of my behaviors that were inappropriate.
It's blamed for the perverse manipulation and sexual abuse of 9 students that some of the victims' families believe should be shared. In a federal lawsuit, parents attacked the school district, the former and current superintendent, and 2 former principals for failing to keep their children safe from a predator, citing one instance where the principal said he, quote, found no wrongdoing, and the girls often get obsessed with male teachers.
You're sending your children to a place where you want to trust the people involved, right? You want to trust the people in administration.
It's a deep hurt and distrust for the school system. Sean Stewart, who lives in the community, says it's hard to imagine. He doesn't fault the parents for wanting justice beyond a criminal courtroom.
We all react to pain in different ways, right? And so when you feel a painful event like your child being traumatized in such a way, it traumatizes you.
The Olentangy Local School District sent a statement to NBC4 saying, quote, we never received a report indicating this former teacher was involved in activity that would have required reporting to children welfare authorities. The parent's attorney says that's simply not true.
The school district and the board, they have the power to have stopped this. They knew or should have known that Mr. Rosenberg was a predator, but they didn't stop him.
Attorney Emmanuel Awali says his clients reported the abuse to 2 former Arrowhead Elementary School principals, yet Rosenberg continued to be employed and, even worse, continued sexually abusing their children.
And when they did, they tried to stop it, but they make them feel as if they're crazy, just trying to raise hell. The board or the school district was more concerned about their own reputation.
The lawsuit goes into even more explicit detail to the abuse these 3 students suffered, even more than what we heard in the courtroom. It also says that one of the parents explicitly asked for her child to be removed from Rosenberg's classroom and was actually denied. Colleen?
Well, Katie, I'm just wondering what's at stake here if the parents do prevail on this lawsuit.
Colleen, this really could have a huge impact, and especially monetarily. We don't know the exact number just yet, but this could cost not only taxpayers in the Olentangy School District, but beyond, with the state often helping with local school districts funding. We're reporting live in Delaware County. Katie Love, NBC4.
All right, thanks so much, Katie. A new lawsuit has now been filed in federal court. NBC4's Katie Love spoke to the attorney representing those parents, and she is live tonight with more details on this latest legal battle. Katie?
Ignored cries for help, Colleen. That's what this new federal lawsuit says about the Olentangy School District. Just moments ago, I was able to talk to the attorney of 3 of those victims. He says this sexual abuse could have been prevented years before. Now, this lawsuit doesn't just go after Rosenberg for tens of thousands of dollars, but the school district, 2 former principals, the current and former superintendent. In fact, the lawsuit says, quote, that they all knew defendant Matthew Rosenberg's propensity to sexually abuse some of his female students, and it all went undetected and noticed by these individuals. Now, citing several occasions where parents of the young girls reported Rosenberg was inappropriately touching their children and nothing was done, attorney Emmanuel Awali says he moved the suit from civil to federal court just yesterday to help ensure the victims could help with paying for the physical and mental help with the lawsuit.
They knew or should have known that Mr. Rosenberg was a predator, but they didn't stop him. And this is also to stop further abuse in the future. When someone or a kid or a parent comes to report that something is happening, fully investigate. Don't give the teacher the benefit of the doubt.
Now, we did ask for the school district's response. They sent us a statement saying that they never received any of these complaints by the parents, and if they had, they would have acted. We're going to have more on the battle between these three parents and the school district coming up at 11. We're reporting live in Westerville. Katie Love, NBC4.
Thanks so much, Katie. Now, the alleged incidents happened between the start of the 2006-2007 school year and Matthew Rosenberg's arrest, which took place, as you might remember, back in 2015. He was charged with sexually assaulting 2 girls, and then just 10 days later, they added to that. The jury handed up a 32-count indictment against Rosenberg, and that pushed the number of alleged victims to 5. Then in August of 2015, a new indictment listed 42 counts and added 4 new names to the list. His 4-day trial started back in January when he was found guilty of all 41 counts of gross sexual imposition. He was sentenced then to life in prison. In April of this year, the parents of 3 of those victims, the parents that Katie was talking about, sued the district, some of its faculty, Rosenberg himself, and